got your candy.
That's tobacco.
Come taste this candy.
That's tobacco.
If you started young, it's twice the fun. We're talking candy.
That's tobacco.
You love a candy.
That's tobacco.
If all that coughing bothers you, don't worry, you can chew it too.
You just bought a shooter from not a weapons store, right?
How's it treating you? It ain't. Can't even wrap my shit in.
It was great. This one was for Niles, right? It was great meeting you, Niles. You're right. An agent's life is a busy one, and there's little time for meeting with citizens to say farewell in person. But we are happy to be of service. As for your question, there's absolutely no reason you couldn't become an agent if you put your mind to it. It only requires hard work and a dedication to the greater good. I have no doubt that you have what it takes to be one of the best and the brightest, Niles. Good luck to you. And look me up if, or should I say when, you become an agent.
Ah, Commander. Caught me cogitating. I was just thinking about making some tweaks to Val. Hoping it'll help. Oh, just the usual. Flickering occipiters, gimbal misalignment, effector failures, voice box trembles, recurring errors in logic assembly. Val's old in automech years, so she requires a lot of routine maintenance to prevent her hardware systems from deteriorating further. Yep, gotta fill the hours with something, right? Most times I find working on Val relaxing, actually. Meditative. It's nice being able to identify a problem and just fix it. Val saved my life after Horizon Point, and she's been saving my life every day since. Partly, I'm just glad to return the favor, even if I am just putting off the inevitable. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time, Yamri. But thanks for stopping by.
High lethality event detected. Please consult with Earth Directorate HQ before committing resources to search and rescue.
This is your 2061st reminder to keep all personal items with you at all times. Stay vigilant. Report any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden. Thank you for picking up your personal belongings. We must all work together to keep Golden Ridge beautiful. Attention passenger. You are running 21,027.5 hours late for your tram. Please be mindful of your departure in the future.
Please mind the gaps. All of them. multiple signs of habitation observed. Helpful tip. Agents are advised against touching stains of questionable origin.
Day 206. Morale? Low. Condition? Feeble. Voucher mech. Watching. Always watching. Many have left for Matriarch's mercy, seeking refuge with the Order. The fools. Can't they see the Order is no different from the Protectorate? The Order won't...
Incessant muttering to oneself may disturb fellow passengers. Further conduct violations may warrant notification of the Sentinels.
Try it, you doddering rattletrap! Such threats compel me no longer. I now answer to no one. I've seen through the lies of both sides. In time, everyone will.
Unwarranted optimism may be a sign of a more serious imbalance. Please see a curativist before boarding.
Matriarch's mercy lies directly ahead. This unit is ready to proceed when you are, Commander.
Stifled by unfulfilling work with no hope of advancement? Tired from fighting off your fellow workers to keep your employment? Want data-driven insight on how to excel at your life? Visit our predictory and take our short 38-minute questionnaire to determine exactly what career you are meant for. And now, and receive a one-week prognostication from a seer, absolutely free. You have nothing to lose and everything.
Ready to waste them. On your command.
Please keep your behavior within I have too much on my mind for idle numerical chit-chat.
Please don't distract me from my more pressing distractions. Perhaps it would be advantageous to... No, that won't function optimally. Or we could... Ah, but if they deploy Manosaurs, we'd be better served having it the other way around.
Your destination. Leaving with that heading will bring you in direct contact with the forces of Auntie's choice. Alt, access to that area of this trench line has been restricted to authorized personnel only. It isn't safe, given the rift activity.
If you're here to help, then you should be aware that we've all been placed on standby after that last attack.
Move on, freelancer. I've been tasked with only treating enlisted personnel.
Survival are directly inversely proportionate to your distance from this emplacement.
Now that is what I call a stubborn clog in the old pipes. You're gonna have to hold it in, friend. Privy's out of order. Never fear. I'll get that clog moving soon enough. They don't call me the pipe doctor for nothing. Well, no. In general, plumbers are called plumbers. I'm the pipe doctor, not a pipe doctor. The notion of a pipe doctor stems from the belief and understanding that plumbing and the human body are fundamentally very similar. It's true. Whether over porcelain or metal, flesh or blood, we all take the same oath of service. It's like I've always said, a doctor is a biological plumber, exploring the unknown and unseen depths of the human body. And what is the human body but one long, wet, interconnected pipe? Take it from the pipe doctor. We're all just tubes down to the core. Everyone needs a plumber eventually. Your time will come, my friend. Until then.
Ah,
I do not believe you have clearance to be here. Attention, freelancer. You are currently heading into no man's land. We strongly recommend you return.
Engaging combat protocols. Emergency protocols ready.
Give the word and I'll take care of him, Commander. Don't just shoot in the thin air.
Being this close to DeVries feels like we're finally on track to set the universe aright. Anyway, need something, Commander? Found it, huh? No. You know what? This one's on me. Shouldn't have left it lying about. Yeah, well, I didn't have all the facts about Horizon Point until recently, did I? Truth is, I was getting ready to toss that old thing. Guess I just wanted to listen to it one last time. See if I missed anything other than her waxing about the greater good. I don't know. Some hint of who she really was? Some sign that she could turn into someone who'd betray her own team? Sounds stupid said out loud. You know, I can't really remember what the others sounded like. Helen, Eric, Wade. I've tried recalling their voices, but there's just nothing. Static. All these years. And the only recording I've managed to preserve is from the one person I'd rather forget. Kind of you to say, Commander. I hope it continues to be true. No, burn it, launch it out the airlock, do whatever you want with it. It means nothing to me now anyway.
Stranger, the order bids you welcome, but also warnings. In light of the recent attack on Auntie's Choice, you may want to make haste to Matriarch's Mercy. It's just down the road here. I can't rightly say, and that is rather concerning in its own right. It seems our temporary ceasefire with the corporatists may be at its end. Yes, this was an active war zone until recently, and now seems like it may be so again. Not quite certain why the attack was launched, but that is not under my purview. I'd surmise that when Auntie's Choice realized they couldn't get through our defensive measures, they wisely chose the path of diplomacy. Seems I was mistaken. They must have done something to provoke an attack, which is why your safest path now is the one that leads to Matriarch's Mercy. The Order controls everything south of this point, but the rest is beset with various dangers. Zealots, scavengers, creatures, and corporatists. Well, not certain about that last one anymore after the attack. Cultists, mad to the last one. I believe they worship the rifts or some such. People will turn to anything to ease their discomfort during times of crisis, I suppose. They're both unstable and violent. Auntie's forces call them scrappers, and uses them for just that, gathering scrap materials. Excessive abuse of stimulants has made them severely unbalanced and prone to violence. They've also been known to pose as refugees, to lure their victims into ambushes. There are several camps of them northwest of here. I'd strongly advise keeping your distance. The creatures are of the genus Virachnid. They are large enough to kill a full-grown human, and exceedingly willing to do so. All our efforts add to the equation.
I don't see anything else coming. Was it just the one?
Tomorrow's lecture on effective daily planning will be preempted by a 6-hour course in remedial differential geometry. Adjust your schedule accordingly. Welcome to the Order of the Ascendant. Relax. Your future is in our hands. You cannot possibly do the right thing today without knowing what will happen tomorrow. At the Order of the Ascendant, we predict tomorrow so you can have a better today. You are a necessary part of the plan. Therefore, you need to be part of the Order of the Ascendant. Drop by our predictory today and find out how you can take an active part.
Exponential increase in local population detected, and max occupancy exceeded. Non-essential persons should vacate for safety purposes.
Another refugee? All right, step forward. Just a moment. Allowing anyone into Matriarch's Mercy unprocessed will upset the precarious ratio of refugees to aid. We should have an opportunity for placement in approximately 7.85 days, presuming no unforeseen alterations. I seem to recollect one matching your description set for arrival. Pardon my slowing your ingress. It has been rather hectic of late. Welcome to Matriarch's Mercy. Rule number 1, no crowding. Rule number 2, avoid the exclusion zone. Our seer has predicted non-specific imminent danger. I thought the name was self-explanatory. Our seer predicted that a corner of the encampment is in terrible danger. Danger from what? Or when? Unclear. Stay away from it, and, in all probability, you won't have to find out. Our predictions spring from the universal equation, the very numbers that guide the stars. Only a fool ignores probability, and we don't suffer fools around these parts. Safety and probability are incompatible. Eventually, nowhere will be safe, including here. Not at present, but according to our predictions, the creation of a third rule is likely, if not inevitable. That's enough questions. Keep the line moving. You need anything, talk to Seer Wiley. He's in the lift building, straight through the settlement.
I remember this place before the war. Functioning tramiculars. Peaceful silence of the canyons.
I can't recall the last time this region was silent.
I swear, it's nigh on impossible to find decent animal remains in these parts.
If we factor for random elements offsetting certain key variables, upsetting the mock apple cart, as it were, we start to grasp the potential range of disruption. And then we solve for the... apologies. Just catching up on a research assignment between queries. Yes? Did you need something? Distraction and I are old colleagues at this point. My part in these shared circumstances is admittedly somewhat unique. The abbot felt a scientician operating in a conspicuous spot in the thoroughfare might be useful. An illustrative way for our guests to see how we operate, to show how the crabble patties are made, as it were. That is, if the meat preparation involved a 90-step rate formula and a conflux of polynomial equations. I am also on hand to answer queries by providing data supporting our actions. Though perhaps due to my central location, 89.74% of the time, I am simply asked for directions. Given our present circumstances, most of my data revolves around existential threats vis-a-vis the displaced. According to data, life inside shows a notable uptick in key relevant quality of life factors: longevity, access to medicine, potable water. Life outside sees increased risk of starvation, inclement weather, and hostile xenofauna. Yes, indeed. Numbers are really against you out there. We have diverted internal resources to better meet demand in key areas. And I'm pleased to say that's led to a statistically significant 2.7% increase in refugee satisfaction. But if my data remains unconvincing, I suggest you inquire with Provisioner Plotnik inside the lift building. Simply tell her Archivist Widmark approves brief use of her time. Then back to it I shall get. Thus, if we compare the rates of dust accumulation inside the settlement to outside, we gain minute insight into the grand plan.
Oh, try not to get too close. My sinuses are stuffed up, my ears are backed up, and my guts are gurgling. I could burst at any moment. Every fluid from every orifice. So keep your distance. Oh, you want me to keep sickness to myself? Is that it? Well, I refuse to give in to shame and fear. I've gotten sick at least a dozen times since we set up camp. Why, last week alone, I caught hack lung, sprat tongue, skinny teeth, and a rare case of mortified skull emergence. Figured I might as well get used to being sick. So I'm practicing for my next disease. I think it's downright awful what's happened to these fine folks. But me especially. Sickness, malnutrition, spontaneous genetic disorders, it never ends. You too. Trust me, you don't want to catch this. Neither do I, for that matter.
How long are we meant to stay here?
That's the order. I'm not in the prediction business.
My soup is nutritionally calculated to sustain all bodily functions, but it could use a little salt.
Law. I haven't seen this many folks crammed together since recalled libations night at the thruster. Smells about the same, too.
The paradigm is a self-centered derivative take on the grand plan. That's how little the Protectorate respects your intellect. Apologies, outsider. As a vicar, I am usually tasked with guiding non-order lay people, such as yourself. Lately, the abbot has tasked me with the education of the refugees in our care. You are, of course, free to stay to be enlightened by my lecture, but I don't need an abacus to predict your path lies elsewhere. Well, if it's in the displaced's best interests, I imagine I can find a moment. Yes, I reckon I do have my ear to the grimy dirt floor of Matriarch's Mercy. I hear what common lay people are saying, and the wide array of bodily noises they make. Suppose I, more than any other member of the Order here, connect with non-scienticians. I've begun daily lectures, including practical advice on efficiently planning their days. I frequently launch into extended orations on everyone's favorite topic, math, and meticulously expatiate on our sex origins in the most rigorously pedantic detail. Oh dear, I got ahead of myself, didn't I? That's an occupational hazard around here. As I'm sure you've read in recent dissertations doing the rounds, education has proven to have a 13.7% increase in overall quality of life. I am single-handedly making a difference here, with constructive pointers on efficient scheduling, lessons on order history, plus some mathematics for a little added razzle-dazzle. Never as many as I would like, perhaps, but my little congregation grows by the hour. Eventually, my unsophisticated layperson friend, the knowledge just seeps right in. Give it a few years and they'll even be asking questions.
Where do we go now? Another refugee camp? Another colony?
I predict, with an 8.23 margin of error, that our situation will improve in time.
Stop it with the predictions. You don't even know multivariable calculus.
Just trying to cheer you up.
We're not going anywhere. Not on the basis of some half-baked prediction. This so-called exclusion zone is where we stake our claim. Stand with me in defense of freedom.
You have a very non-scholarly look about you.
Except for the fact that you ain't yelling and trying to eat me. I'd have pegged you as some sort of prosperous scrapper by the rough look you got about you. You do got a certain feral look in your eye, though. Okay. I give up. Tell me. Oh, you can give me more than that. Just so nobody gets hurt. We're in agreement. May Huffstutler, formerly Auntie's Choice, Department of Invasive Marketing. Now, the voice of the displaced. That's what those in the Order call me, leastways. An unofficial sobriquet, likely meant as a petulant slight. On account I object. Louder. More often than the rest. Those of us ended up here have very little except needs. I turn those into demands for reasons of clarity and import. What little I understand, I actually sort of admire. I mean, from where I'm sitting, they hold the most potential. If only they worked harder to realize it. Because really, at the end of the day, ill intent and neglect feel pretty much the same. Happy as I am to make your acquaintance, I'm busy staking our claim over the exclusion zone, so if you'll excuse me. The exclusion zone. The Order has decided to keep us out thanks to some nebulous prediction of disaster. Screw their predictions. We have people, displaced by war and disaster, in sore need of space. There's plenty of room to house them. And this camp keeps us safe from the war. And now the Order wants to keep us safe from the camp? Where are we supposed to go? I honestly don't give the slightest whit about the Order's idea of math or whatever calculation tells them that a catastrophe may or may not occur. I couldn't get anywhere with Administrant Agarwal, but you, maybe you'll have better luck. Even the Order, for all of their logical ways, value an outside perspective. And because I've run out of options. Thanks, stranger. Maybe fate's on our side for a change. You can find Agarwal in the lift building, probably formulating another equation to get on my nerves.
No reason to reason with you. What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Right side. I predict that the worst is behind us.
What is it? I have 15 seconds of allotted time for non-specific discourse, so choose your words with expediency. Oh, don't tell me. You're here on behalf of the voice of the displaced, aren't you? Mathematical predictions always keep us one step ahead. My latest augury noted that a stranger would come bearing an inconvenient message. This is about the exclusion zone, correct? Or that it only that simple, but she ignores essential variables of the equation. You see, the seer predicted that a calamity would befall the exclusion zone, warning that the barrier must not be crossed. But the ever-disruptive voice of the displaced is dead set on occupying the exclusion zone anyway, laughing in the face of certain peril. Indeed, and I'm hoping that's where you come in. The seer has augured death for anyone who enters the exclusion zone. Yes, you heard me right. Death. Furthermore, and I quote, "An outside mediator, having earned the confidence of both sides, has a high likelihood of clearing up an ongoing dispute." And now the voice has involved you. How auspicious. Perhaps you are the outside mediator who was foretold. The first step is to familiarize yourself with every angle of the dispute. Talk to the people of Matriarch's Mercy. The displaced want the exclusion zone. We want it kept off limits. We can't both be right. With your seasoned perspective, perhaps the voice of the displaced will learn to listen. Any questions before you get started? I can tell you she's a rabble-rouser of the highest order. Still, she cleaves to her principles. That's something. You can find her outside, among her people, stubbornly defying an order barricade. But you already knew that. Novice Seer Vicarage should have ample time to illuminate you on the Order's forecast modeling methods. He's just down the room from here. According to predictions, yes. Or at least, my interpretation of them. I am reasonably certain. More than usual, in fact. Many people around camp support or object to our methods. Speak to them, form your own opinion, and when you are ready, we will decide the fate of the exclusion zone.
$1,068.5 pardons, but my attention is presently 99.81% occupied, coordinating provisions and supplies for the displaced. Well, if the Archivist said so, I suppose I can factor out a moment. As the assigned provisioner, I am responsible for coordinating the requisition and distribution of comestibles, medicinals, and miscellaneous vital supplies. The overwhelming majority of my time is dedicated to this, leaving You may not have noticed, but the refugees do not want for food or medicine. With the great disruption that has occurred to their lives, one could hardly blame them. That they are fed and remain healthy is sufficient for me. The Order of the Ascendant is dedicated to the ascension of humanity. Our ultimate goal may not be reached in our lifetime. If I can help others in need today, I shall do so to the utmost extent of my abilities and resources. Appreciate you respecting my time.
It's you. Oh, thank the architect you're finally here. I've scarcely breathed while hoping you'd come. I am in desperate need of your help. True, but the Order's predictions know you better than you know yourself. Recently, I had a rare opportunity to ask the Seer for guidance. He told me that a dashing outsider would answer my prayers. I feared the prediction was a fluke, but here you are. A dashing outsider standing before me. Where to begin? There are so many sick and wounded in Matriarch's Mercy, and I have but 2 imperfect hands. I am but a humble general practitioner. What I really need are specialists, and the Seer predicted an outsider would find them. As a doctor, I'm appalled. We don't have enough beds or private quarters to separate people, so sickness is blazing an unhappy trail through the refugees. Of course, the Order keeps us well supplied with meds, but things will get worse as long as we're overcrowded. Yes, I can treat sickness as it arises. It would be leagues better to prevent it entirely. That means space to spread out. Since you asked, you can run this medicine to Horst Landing. Just don't shake the man's hand. He has a habit of coughing into his palm when he covers it at all. My thanks, stranger. Probability is on our side. The Seer gave me a datapad with explicit instructions that I not read it, for my intervention could only throw probability into disarray. Now, take the datapad, with my thanks. How can I be of service? Since you aren't a refugee, I hope you understand that I cannot offer my goods free of charge, but my prices are fair.
Friendly approaching from the north. Hold fire.
Impressive! Their personalized order prediction must have been quite favorable to inspire such confidence. Perhaps I should peruse Malkin's Immutable Mathematics again. I've only read it 4 times.
When a toilet's clogged this bad, you just... Now, what can the pipe doctor do for you? You mean you want the pipe doctor to practice real medicine? On real people? Why, this is the greatest day of my life. The human gut is the most compact and efficient sewer system ever. A plumber's dream. My dream. But don't get me wrong, it would be an honor. I'm just not sure that I'm ready for that kind of challenge. Well, I do thank you for your confidence, regardless. Always remember, good plumbing starts in the bowels. Don't forget to clean your ship now. What can the pipe doctor do for you? I'm just a plumber. Well, always remember, good plumbing starts in the bowels.
Got a bad feel about this line, hon. Don't like being so exposed. Hell of a thing coming all this way just to catch a bullet on the camp's doorstep.
You worry too much, my dear. Even the Protectorate isn't much in the business of murdering refugees. And there aren't many Protectorate nearby. I'm sure the Order will aid us.
Maybe. Even if that's all true, camp's still gonna need a place for us to go. Sorry. Got some kind of tickle in my chest.
Are you all right, Anatoly? You look a little pale. Wait right here and I'll find you an expectorant.
No. No. We lose our spot in line, we ain't gonna have anywhere to go. I ain't going back to corpse disposal. No. We have to stay here. I'll be fine.
Keep your behavior within acceptable parameters.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was? Looking pretty good right about now.
By calculating the position of every atom in the universe, we can predict the future, control reality. And ascend to a state of virtual godhood. Welcome! Have you come to bask in the Order's knowledge?
You're right. The universe does not orient itself toward fairness. But it's my firm belief humanity can do better.
There is no...
I pleasantly anticipated this exact moment. My personalized order prediction and weekly prognostics report both mentioned encountering an unforeseen factor about now. I suppose that designation doesn't wholly apply to you, though, does it? predicting future events is an imprecise science. Currently, that is. Well then, I read that you'd have questions about our predictive methods, correct? We utilize a mix of proprietary research methods to gather as complete a data set as possible, and advanced calculations using well-honed models to effectuate it. None of us predict events with complete accuracy or absolute detail. We'd need to solve the universal equation to do that. Fortunately, we're all working very hard on that problem. The Department of Predictive Analysis provide weekly prognostics reports and personalized order predictions to help steer our followers' paths. More what to watch out for, advisement on adhering to the plan, forecasts of probabilistic dangers, elements of larger predictions made relevant to groups and individuals. The Department of Predictive Analysis is mainly populated by seers like myself, who represent the Order's most talented mathematicians. After years of study, some can predict events a few seconds or minutes into the future with reasonable precision. Others can estimate with up to 71.1% accuracy several months out. Of course, predictions have grown more difficult with the loss of the archive, but I am not to speak of that with an outsider. No offense. Unforeseen factors, random elements, anomalous outliers, incalculable variables, all of them can undercut the accuracy of our predictions. But as we close in on solving the universal equation, unknown unknowns will become known unknowns. Then finally, known knowns. You follow? I foresee you have much to do. I won't keep you. Adieu.
Lovely day for differential geometry.
Ah, you must be the, Earth Directorate agent I was told to expect. Your punctuality is commendable. Allow me to welcome you to Golden Ridge. I'm afraid I've no refreshments available, but can I interest you in a customary debate over decidability? Logic, primarily. The study of correct reasoning, sequence, consequence relation. But I see by the glaze in your eyes that's of no interest to you, so let's move on, shall we? The presiding bishop sent word of your imminent arrival. However, pursuant to our normal standards of compartmentalization, she was scant on the details of your mission. That said, I've been instructed to assist you however I can. So, tell me, what brings you to Golden Ridge? Victor? Oh, yes, Archivist Clemens. Quite the mind. Such encyclopedic knowledge of engineering. One could almost mistake him for an exemplar. Is he in some kind of trouble?
Victor Clemens, some kind of radical. What an absurd notion.
I must agree with my seer. I once watched Victor shed copious tears over a damaged datapad. It's difficult to imagine him capable of worse. And that may well be true. But our standard of proof within the Order is not normally met by hearsay alone. Victor's currently supervising highly experimental research at one of our labs to the northwest, the N-Ray range, beyond the invaders' front lines. Unfortunately, you'll need to go through the decommissioned autonomous extractorium to reach it. That path is less than safe, so I advise caution.
What business is it of yours?
Let's not be unfriendly. The agent's only curious. Obviously, Victor's work has something to do with N-rays, but beyond that, I haven't a clue. More of that pesky compartmentalization, I'm afraid. Besides the highly caustic Zyranium River and the Mantisaurs, we've also received reports of mad cultists in the area. It does make me wonder why Victor decided to stay. Indeed, they began showing up with their inane theories prior to the invasion. The first sign of dysfunction in the Protectorate. Always starts small, doesn't it? Loath as I am to admit it, there may be some merit to your worries over a conspiracy within the Order. whether Victor is involved or not. As my predecessor would remind me, denying unpleasant facts is not good science. I would be remiss if I failed to support an investigation. No doubt you heard of the recent attack launched on that Anti's Choice base, Outpost Opportunity. It came from one of our facilities, the Zyranium Manufactory. But that facility is intended for research, not military action. I hate thinking an Order member responsible, but given the precision of the attack, it does suggest traitors in our midst. It would undoubtedly benefit both of us to root them out.
Respectfully, Scholar, given current tensions, should we really be trusting such a delicate task to this stranger? Would an internal review of our ranks not be more appropriate? Choosing levity at a moment like this is only further evidence of your lack of good judgment.
I don't dispute the need for discretion, my friend, but the presiding bishop made the determination to send the agent to us. It's best we trust her calculations. Moreover, our situation is growing increasingly dire. I can't overstate my fears concerning this most recent attack ending the ceasefire and reigniting the war in Golden Ridge. One more thing. Your investigation into the traitors takes precedence, but if you could also render aid at Outpost Opportunity on our behalf, such a gesture might preserve the peace. Most assuredly not. It would eliminate the entire point of the ceasefire. Please convey that fact to whomever you speak with. I knew I could rely upon you. Ruth wouldn't have sent you otherwise. Here, take this writ of investigative inquiry. It'll grant you access to the manufactory. Seer Wiley and I will conduct our own inquest into these traitors you've mentioned erstwhile. We can compare notes once you've returned with your findings. Illuminating the path to true erudition is an abbot's moral duty. Whatever I can tell you, I will.
A calling for those with a greater than average talent for mathematics and computation, particularly in the field of predictive analysis.
Seer Wiley is being too modest about his contributions. Many in the Order rely on seers for their indispensable counsel. I myself would be lost without mine. Oh, indeed. I needn't educate you on what you can see with your very eyes. There is a great deal of pressure on me to navigate what is a rather novel situation. Without Wiley, I dare say our predicament here would be even more precarious. Many lives depend on him, on us both. Why, Matriarch's Mercy would not be the refuge it is without his predictions shepherding its development. Not if you consider the alternative. Its absence would be far more catastrophic for these poor refugees. Really, the Order is being quite charitable. That is a statue of the Matriarch, Alexandra Varick, Arcadia's founder and for whom the monastery was named after. Regrettably, Alexandra Monastery is closed to non-Order members at the moment, given recent troubles. But perhaps Seer Wiley can give us an estimation of its reopening.
Oh, certainly. According to my calculations, the monastery will be accessible to certain members of the public shortly.
Ha! Good news indeed. Oh, you really must visit. The observatory is a true sight to behold.
beheld that new rifle up at the monastery, the Oracle?
The one Wally designed, right? Uses a tracking algorithm. Never misses. Sounds ambitious, even for him.
I'd give my 10-year for an hour alone with it and a mantisaur at 2 clicks.
And now, construction compelling yet categorically.
Where to first, Commander? N-ray range, Zyranium Manufactory, or outpost opportunity?
Scienticians around the settlement inform me you've made some inquiries. Good. Good. Well then, if you need me in the meantime, I'll be here, up to my ocular organs and requests.
What happened to this place? Law. Matriarch's Mercy is no safer than the trenches.
Look on the bright side. I predict that the worst is behind.
Ah, I banged him up real good for you, didn't I? I won you one, right? Matters settled.
The void you did. Barely connected. You're thinking of 2-3 scraps ago. You've been mostly unconscious a while now. You ought to talk to Boss Tilda. She's the brains in this... What does she call it? Oh, yeah. Quasi-illicit shenanigan.
Doesn't like to look at us when we're all banged up. Said my face turned her off Borscht loaf.
Anyhow, head down the hill along the fence. Tell her Mapother and Mudge sent you.
Every scientician yearns to visit the archive on Cloister. One day, it will process all of our equations.
Watch yourself if you intend to nose around that collapsed ramshackle. I swear, refugee settlements aren't what they used to be. Oh yeah, Duarte. He's former antis like me. He was underneath for a few hours. Or, no, that was before. This time it was Rollo Nast? No. Gert Valkenburg. Happens a lot. People here need more room to breathe. Can't build in the walkways, can't set up in the exclusion zone. So they build up. Best they can, at least. Don't have proper building material or nothing. They just make do. After a while, the stacked up little huts they jury-rigged come tumbling down. Oh, you put that together, did you? Here, I thought I was being subtle. Yeah, people keep at it. What else choice they have? Order won't listen. Maybe if we interspersed our requests with numbers, they'd pay attention. Seems like all they care about sometimes. They're doing something, which is better than nothing, but not by much.
Conveyed to me by Alexandra Monastery's most trusted conjecturer, Seer Riley. To all those tossed hither and thither by war's perilous fluctuations, the Order invites you to seek stability and shelter in Matriarch's mercy. While lean accommodations do persist, the effort to improve conditions is being... by administering to Archibald, who I have been reliably informed has everything well in hand.
The grand plan is the predetermined order to the entire...
Welcome back. Any luck at...
Yes. You may peruse to your heart's content.
Friends, neighbors, are you sheltered?
Can't say I'm fond of these lodgings.
Algorithmic. Thus, if we factor for random elements offsetting certain key...
How do you do, stranger? Always nice to see a friendly face around Matriarch's Mercy. Though it's a pity I can't lend more aid to our downtrodden collective. I'm just a humble taxidermist. You are talking to the first prize winner at the Stuffed Ursapod Club, 2 years consecutive. But something tells me you didn't come to talk shop. What's this about, Agent? Am I in trouble? What? And you think that's me? Listen, friend, a little skill with needle and thread does not make me a qualified medical professional. Clearly, you don't suffer from imposter syndrome. Have it your way, then. I know when I'm being voluntold. But you better make it worth my while. Before I agree to anything, I need sprat corpses. Several. And no victims of violence, please. My art depends on the quality of the sleeve. The term is industry standard. And a taxidermist without standards is never a pretty sight. I used to source all of my sprats from a local trapper, Frankie Billings. No idea if she's still in business. Word has it she's out north in Auntie's Choice territory, so watch yourself. Fresh being the operative word. My thanks, stranger.
can count on you. You can count on me. We're the golden ratio, geometric harmony. When our theories are challenged, when we stare down peer review, you can count on me, and I can count on you.
We hope you enjoyed that melody, while contemporaneously wishing you did not find its tempo, chord progression, form, and/or meter overly distracting.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
Generating primes, techniques, and uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based harmonic progressions. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that.
Worst.
At the junction of opportunity and runaway gumption, you'll hear wireless-free Arcadia, featuring product advertisements specifically tailored to free-thinking individuals. When we here at Wireless Free Arcadia make on-air misstatements, we own up to it sometimes. Like right now in this batch of corrections. In last Sunday's weekend P&L report for the previous Saturday, we inadvertently misquoted a junior VP of conveyor sprocket lubrication and maintenance, blaming a belt drive starboard wing factory mishap for a 2% drop in daily space rivet production. Correction. The decline was only 1.8% and wholly due to human error. Moving on. A recent report on the new Sprats Up condiment substitute currently rolling out in test markets claimed the product has a might tangy 110% real Sprat flavor. Correction. Sprats Up actually contains real Sprat flavorings. Still a mite tangy, though. That part's 110% correct. Okay, enough corrections. So we made a few mistakes. No need to keep harping on them for law's sake. Now, on to other things. This one goes out to all those aspiring to climb the rungs of their department. May you ascend swiftly, through talent or guile.
The following is a special selection from Auntie the Musical, the all-singing dramatization of Auntie's inspirational origins.
The other day, I stumbled into the right-wrong lift on the ACS Undisputed Claim. And who did I see riding with me? The self-made market legend herself, paragon of do-it-yourself, slayer of unlucrative bureaucracy, highest rung on our brave new meritocracy. I saw my opportunity and I took it. I said, Auntie, a moment of your time. Have you any tips for a bottom runger who's lost on the climb? See, I tried my best to urge her, because I rose before the merger with Spacer's Choice. So all full of confidence, I asked her, how do I find success in Auntie's choice? And this is what she said to me.
The old corporate thinking will only leave you sinking. Listen, child, and take it straight from me. This term, self-betterment, makes you 110% everything you'd ever hope to be.
She said, be the you that you would be if you were any better. Get some get up and go or impediments. Improve yourself, enhance the whole. Get that raise, advance your role, and ignore all toll. Monopolize for price control, that's our highest goal.
We've got an improved outlook, a revolutionary corporate guidebook with a fresh new can't-lose surefire sales pitch. Now our underlings are grinning and upper rungers are winning, so shortly you and I will all get rich.
She said, persuade them that a better me liberates society. Sell them on an improved me. It's tantamount to piety. Choose betterment or impediment. Improve yourself, enhance the whole. Get that raise, advance your role, and ignore all toll. Monopolize for price control, that's our highest goal. Pitch them on some moral grays. Make them buy our corporate ways. Convince them and increase your sway. Make them do what we say. I saw time for one more lesson, so I shot her one last question. I said, but I worry about reprisals when dealing with my rivals. Suppose I can't outdo or outthink the vast herds. She said,
If all else fails, kill the bastards. They're playing checkers. You're playing chess. They think you'll retreat, but that's when you press. The game is cutthroat, so be a cutthroat.
she said, do what you can and do what you must to get far ahead, but never get caught. Do what you must and do what you can. Ignore all the rules and never get caught. Never get caught. Never get caught. Never get caught. Oh, never get caught. Never get caught. Oh, never get caught. Never get caught. My corporate seal had been revived. Soon enough, the lift arrived. Our time had come to an end. Auntie quickly penned an invoice for her time, and smiling, she said,
This is how you climb. There's no such thing as free advice, dear.
Here at Auntie's Choice, we've been hearing about the Protectorate's use of mental refreshment, and we have one thing to say. Is that it? No physical refreshment? Like the kind you feel from a sip of purpleberry fizzy tea, or from shopping our vast selections of remedies such as basic and acid. The body is just as important as the mind, and the body needs things like deep-fried cysty bits and mock apple shakes all day, every day. Come see Auntie, dearies. Auntie cares about you.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. The invaders, order defecting. There's no putting this rat back in the can.
Oyster is looking pretty good right about now.
Wasteland, void of life? No, Arcadia is doomed. Plain and simple.
Let me know when you need it to stretch.
Zyranium Manufactory VII is presently under lockdown. Unauthorized entry is barred due to contrivance malfunction, laboratory mishap, and/or miscellaneous unspeakable dangers.
Please call again at a more convenient time.
Manufactory VII presently and for an indeterminate time is in lockdown. That means no external transmissions, no visitors. Yet, how do I know you're not one of their number? An advanced party set to cajole me into swinging free open the gate. What our consumerist rivals lack in intellectual rigor, they readily make up for in subterfuge and guile. Anyone can name drop our supreme calculator. Might as well say you're close personal friends while you're at it. We don't have time for your... Oh, yes, sir, let me just...
Officer Maytavier here. You claim you were invited by our presiding bishop? I read a missive from her on a key prediction due in this time frame. You match its broad details. Very well. Come inside and we'll see this sorted. Building on the left.
Yes, right over here. You're not getting down below until you talk to me. So, the abbot deigned to send someone whilst we're contending with all manner of emergencies, did he? Interesting timing. May I see it, then? The writ? Sometimes I cannot fathom what goes through the abbot's mind, but your papers do seem to be legitimate. I will unlock the elevator so you can speak with Proctor Svoboda below. I'll send word you're en route, but fair warning, I cannot predict what reception you will receive. I expect your behavior will remain impeccable. As soon as I've seen to securing the facility, I'll be along straight away. The recent attack may have originated from this facility, but I assure you it was not at our hand. We have no desire to resume open warfare with Auntie's choice. One of our transport pods, filled with Zyranium, was diverted toward, or more specifically at, their location. We have a working hypothesis about who is responsible. Initial evidence looks rather conclusive. And we have managed to corner the apparent perpetrator down below, which would be a good thing if they had not, somehow seized control of the manufactory operations. Our suspect, one Initiate Alva, previously supervised launch controls. Though steadfastly maintaining her innocence, she has also barricaded herself in the operations control room below. A move not likely to allay anyone's suspicions. An understandable perspective. I fear I must concur. I admit I'm to a reasonable degree pleased you are on hand to corroborate current suppositions. May your query yield favorable results.
It evidently originated here. Transport pod full of Zyranium. Blue outpost opportunity to naught but tinges and flinders.
Wait, so has it been classified as an accident? Or an attack?
What I'd like to know is why our illustrious seer provided zero warning beforehand. What are you doing up here? How did you get past the gate? Forgive me. All this business with the lockdown puts one on edge. Everything appeared routine at the time. We launch transport pods into space regularly. They get collected. The Zyranium we refine here is used for power. It wasn't until we heard the explosion that anyone knew anything out of the ordinary had happened. I ran a systems audit on the launch sequence afterwards. Just finished constructing a report on my findings, actually, if you'd like to hear it. A transport pod full of Zyranium was fired from here, at Outpost Opportunity. It subsequently exploded in spectacular fashion. Terminal input functions down below in operations. The low-ranking scientist who launched the pod is inside. Regrettably, that is all I know. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night.
The Proctor's a low-functioning functionary at best. I mean, just look at this mess. That explosion.
Well, running a manufactory must require extraordinary fastidiousness.
Little good that's doing us now. Little good that'll do us when Antis arrives.
Initiate Alpha, stand down. Relinquish control of this facility immediately.
Oh, my dear Proctor, you can't believe a low-level drudge like me is responsible for any of this.
You'd have us all believe you seized control to demonstrate your innocence. Wait, is this being broadcast?
I have no idea how this audio doodad works. You're the one in charge here, Proctor Svoboda. Are you sure you didn't do something?
I demand your unconditional surrender at once.
Hello, Proctor? I'm pushing buttons over here now. Did I disconnect you somehow?
Emergency detoxification initiated. Systems, what's her name, took over.
Things have been a mite haywire.
Ah, yes, of course. Next on my list of lowest probability events, strangers sent by the Abbot, gallivanting about amidst a lockdown. If we'd been able to communicate beyond our walls, might have saved you a trip. As I can successfully report, we have identified the responsible party. Oh, no, I wouldn't frame it quite like that, of course. It's less what happened than who happened. Initiate Alva, that is. A low-level subordinate, assigned here years ago. Her role was to launch transport pods of volatile Zyranium to collection points in space. Not at the outposts of our rivals. Those poor, short-sighted commercialists. A spy or turncoat, no doubt. A sleeper agent from one of those secret enemy programs you're always hearing about. Within a beat of us hearing of the attack, Alva seized command of the system and locked herself in the control center. She then forcefully repelled several attempts to extricate her. 2 are dead already. Poor Jacobs lost a hand trying to pry free the outer doors. Why, she could destroy this entire place at any moment from in there. I implore you to stop her before she does so. I fear violence may be our only recourse. I am so pleased a reliable party is actively engaged. I'll be in my office, and let me know once she is no longer a problem. We're still in lockdown, so I take it you haven't shot the trade. Stupendous.
Now, this is important. Would you describe the Varachnids Calicity as slavering when it attacked? How much viscous fluid would you estimate was involved?
I don't know anything about the fluid's volume. Thing attacked. I shot it. There's goo all over the spot it emerged. Measure that, maybe.
Two exemplars, dead as Pythagoras. No one's been inside operation since. Just a run-of-the-mill golden mean initiate.
Now listen to yourself. You're disproving your own substantiation. Her actions prove otherwise, I'd contend.
Of course she's hiding something. You think those two exemplars just fell wrong? They're hardly prone to involuntary self-injury.
Investigate. Factor said head on in.
Oh, hello. A visitor. Who is it they're sending now? And who are you, dear? You're what? Some maverick for hire. Oh, no, I can see it now. Earth Directorate, yes? Like Commander Zane and that rascal Buddy. And who is that you brought with you? A friend. Another Earth Directorate agent, I see. Seems sad.
Is she talking about me?
Oh my! That Earth Directorate support mech is a design classic. All this for me. Fear I hardly deserve such attention. This entire business is just a terrible misunderstanding. I expect few in the Order know of you, but, well, I've kept to a role here that is purposely not very taxing. Others prefer calculations in their spare time. I have my stories. Between launches, I enjoyed serials, two-bit dreadfuls, periodicals. I adore Zane and Buddy, even if they are considered contraband. And you decidedly share their upright bearing. For the longest time, I didn't realize your organization actually existed. But here you are, well-timed and, no doubt, eager to help. I'll tell you exactly what happened. Our transport pod leveled outpost opportunity. I immediately realized someone must have bypassed my terminal. I initiated a lockdown to block further tampering. Had I not, additional attacks may have continued. Now, despite a long record of dedicated service, who's being blamed for this calamity? Me, somehow. Dear me, I wish I did, but... Actually, there may be a way you could gain answers here. The firing record should contain all relevant details regarding the launch. Why, yes, I could unseal access to the records repository for you and open the path leading there. I'd be right grateful if you'd have a look. I swear I'm completely innocent of this heinous act they're accusing me of. If you need to hear me say it, surely. I promise not to destroy this facility with all of us in it. Was that reassuring enough? Appreciate your help, dear. Please return when you have found something. May the plan favor us against long odds.
Investigator? Patrol's bad guy here. Don't see Auntie's being too discreet.
Our Earth Directorate friend.
Well, hello. Have an update to share with Initiate Alva?
Hello. I've been conversing with Factor Matadier here while you were away. Understand you've met?
Yes, they witnessed me rather discomposed, I fear. Visions of Auntie's choice reprisal clouded my thoughts at the time. Troops now guard the entrance above. Our safety addressed, I have turned my attention to the cause of our situation here, and I have deemed it wise to investigate further. Do not let my position fool you. All within the Order are scienticians, and hence we seek the truth of any hypothesis based on evidence. The Proctor's accusation is no different. I appreciate even your hesitant support. Now, I believe you had an update for Initiate Alva.
You've examined the launch records, yes? What did you find? I'd say they've obviously been altered, dear. Fancy that odor you detected, a sign of chemicals used to affect the falsification. Ah, but listen to me. What do I know about this sort of thing? I know I've watched too many Aetherwave serials. Suppose they fuel my fervent imagination. But still, even the most junior scientician knows the best explanation is one requiring the fewest assumptions. Ergo, I set the correct coordinates. Someone overrode them. There should be ample time for regret later, dear. For now, I'll admit the armchair investigator in me wonders about Proctor Svoboda. Someone may be pulling her strings, perhaps. That's what investigators like you say, isn't it? Now, what you uncovered appears to imply two further avenues of inquiry. A Zyranium leak occurred moments after the launch. I imagine it may have been used as a diversion, allowing the culprit time to falsify the record. The overriding of the coordinates also deserves a look. Don't you think?
I can speak to the coordinate override, I believe. All commands are routed through the hub in central processing. If one meant to accomplish what you're suggesting, they would likely look to do it there.
I expect the Zyranium leak stemmed from alterations to the control boards and refinement logistics. I'd look for any signs of tampering that may point to the culprit. All right. There. I've unsealed both areas. With hope, what you discover will help us determine the responsible party.
I'll stay here and play for more time. If the Proctor sends anyone, I'll say I'm close to convincing you to surrender.
Make all your endeavors add to the equation.
Proctor Svoboda seeks retribution. This unit is capable of complying.
Now's not really the time for a chat. You need something?
Ready to take the heat off you, Commander. Just say when. Hey, got a distraction for you. I'm at it. Over here.
Ah! Finally, a favorable happenstance. After I became stuck in here, those organisms appeared, all hungry-eyed and slavering profusely. The door jammed. Not sure how. Worked perfectly acceptably earlier. Depends on your level of moxie and know-how, I suspect. Let me think. You could try jimmying the door open if you have engineering expertise. Or, I don't know, engage in a routine advanced physical regime. Otherwise, the safety reset is in a wall panel around the corner. Though that seems a bit boring for a dynamic sort like you. Of course, apologies. I extrapolate solutions when I'm nervous. can't forget me, right? Right?
Always accounts for standard deviation.
Albert.
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
Something about that Albert doesn't square. And she called me sad. I'm not sad. Just for the record.
Respecting one's elders is considered good manners in most colonies. Exceptions may be made for violent offenders.
Yes, suppose you'll do. I'd been hoping an empiricist or assessor would amble by, but you appear reasonably apt. The Zyranium overflow venting has gone completely haywire. What else will this higgledy-piggledy nightmare of a day bring? I was ordered to keep watch until a specialist arrives. Might I entreat you to act in such a capacity? The control board to divert the flow of Zyranium is up yonder in refinery logistics. If so, I have something for your time and effort. Oh. Well, I might have kept the item in question then. No matter. It should guarantee you remain motivated to see it through. We developed a pharmaceutical primer that, technically it poisons you a little, but also heals you quite effectively. Shut off the gas, it's yours. Tremendous. Why, this day may average toward the positive yet. May deliberate endeavors beget expected results.
May all your endeavors add to the equation.
May all your theories prove true.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to
I'm not with Auntie anymore.
The meaning of life is in memory.
Welcome back. Any luck enlisting help? I can tend to your injuries, provided you have the bits to compensate me for my time and skill. We're short on everything, I'm afraid. Many thanks. Now, hold still. You might experience some momentary discomfort. Right as rain. Now, will there be anything else?
plan guide you.
May circumstances proceed toward intended results.
End up dead soon. Don't try to make your own Crabble repast. Trust me when I say that it'll be your last. So leave first Crabble to your favorite ant. It's better once it's passed through her industrial plant. Wild Crabble's fine for a lubricant. If you heard you can't eat 'em.
Thank you kindly. I am decidedly in your debt. Anything you need? Anything I, a lowly archivist, can provide you, a heroic individual who is handy with doors? Of course. I am now able to breathe easy and respond freely. Strange question, but yes, all commands pass through the hub here. Through that wiring underneath that open floor panel in the back of the room, actually. I was in my cot doing advanced equations. After the explosion occurred, I rushed here to check my terminal. The door was creaky to open. I should have known it would lodge in place when it closed, but I was distracted by the disheveled state of the room and rushed inside. Well, in my professional opinion, looks like someone rerouted some commands from operations. Not sure which ones. Based on the sloppy state it was left in, I'd say they either barely knew what they were doing or were in a rush, or both. Works in operations, right? Always on about her stories. Wish I had time to watch serials and read all day. Well, that's about everything I know about everything. Let you be on your way. Careful on your way out. Try not to be liquefied and subsequently devoured.
You create more colors through the gauntlet down.
Now Spectre Vodka comes in brown.
All the colors don't overthink it. Still sit back and drink it, drink it. Drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it down. Pick it up, tip it up, plug it down. It's Fizzos, Fizzos, we love Fizzos.
Standing by with life support.
And I'll take care of him, Commander.
Drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it down. Pick it up, plug it down. It's Fizzos, Fizzos, we love Fizzos, Fizzos, Spectrum Vodka.
Vector's been in there a while now.
Investigator.
Always account for standard deviation.
Or permanent damage to eyes, teeth, skin, or general lifespan. Ask your doctor if a walk-in industrial macrowave is right for you.
Fine. Let us proceed.
This one reminds me of the morning we drove the Protectorate from Fairfield. A good day for personal freedom and fair trade.
I'm looking for a meal that doesn't leave me feeling hollow. Don't want to do no cooking. All I want to do is swallow. Hey, here's a fancy can. Wow, it's a real beauty. Let's see what's inside and get back to our duty. Borstwurst, oh Borstwurst, it's not the worst unless it's Borstwurst. Borstwurst, oh Borstwurst, grab a can today. Tongues to sweet meats, lungs to hearts. They use all the tastiest parts. Ears to hocks and rears to tits. Efficient meals means we make more bits.
you're back. I see my choice in you was well-founded. Zyranium overflow venting has returned to a non-haywire state, and my internal levels of disquietude have lessened along with it. With the leak abated, I am fully prepared to be peppered with queries. Now that you mention it, yes. I recall I was worried about one crisis, and my mind was completely occupied by this other crisis nearby. I must admit, I haven't given the attack a single thought since. I do hope everyone's okay. Not much. Keeps to herself mostly. Or that is entirely. Like all of us, she resided in the barracks 15 degrees to the northeast from here. You mean just after the attack occurred? I was in a state of anxiety at the time, and, well, I'm sure you're aware higher levels of cortisol can impede the encoding of memory. I am greatly grateful you were helpful and effective. Farewell. This card will allow you into our humble little research lab. It's right past operations. Can't miss it. Unless you do. The pharmaceutical primer I mentioned is inside on display.
May circumstances proceed toward intended result.
Hello, dear. Why, we were just talking about you.
Or specifically, potential implications for a multitude of troubling scenarios, based on probable results of your investigation, downstream outcomes, and such and the like.
You know how the Order is. Always calculating something. But please, tell us what you discovered.
That you found evidence that the coordinates were rerouted is definitely something. Would be an odd step for Alva here to take, except perhaps to throw blame elsewhere.
I admit I had the knowledge to cause the leak, but not the authorization. Svoboda has clearance, but not the know-how. I wholeheartedly agree, but her incompetence hardly absolves her. I'm sufficiently certain our proctor is conspiring with an outside party. So I'm coming out now. She's going to tell me who she's working with. Then I'm going to kill her.
Wait a minute. You're going to what? Our investigation, it's unfinished. And you're an initiate. What are you talking about?
Oh, I see you two thought you were proving my innocence. No, you were helping identify my target. I'd advise you, dears, to help or stay out of my way. Proctor Svoboda needs to pay for her actions.
Yes, I concur. That may be the only part of this that seems certain. You are far more capable than some back manufacturing button pusher. Who are you, really?
I am a dedicated agent of the Order, but no, dear. My name is not Miriam Alva. I am Marisol Delgado, formerly of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection.
That group was just a story to scare novice scienticians. Next, you're going to be telling me you're... Wait. It is you, isn't it? The one they called the Endpoint.
I arrived decades ago to lie low after a difficult assignment. More than that, I have nothing to speak on at present.
The rumors about your department. They said anyone who might delay the equation being solved disappeared. If there are any hints of truth to that, I find it severely at odds with Order tenets for balancing efficiency with humanity.
This is hardly the time for a history lesson or debate, I'm afraid.
That you are who you are, and are standing right, and have been here for years. It's all much to digest. I suspect your methods are not my own, nor the Order's, as I know it. And I fear your intentions for Proctor Svoboda.
It's sweet that you think you can stop me, but I'll elucidate this for you. At this point, you'll either need to trust me or back that worm Svoboda. That ridiculous little functionary upended my existence. For 20 years, I was Alva. It wasn't a good life I had here, but it was quiet. It was mine. It wasn't hers to take.
This would mean standing against a member of the Order. A mid-ranking one, at that. I cannot be party to this, but neither shall I stand in your way.
A wise calculation, my friend. Good thing you showed up when you did. You saved me from having to kill everyone here. Not that I was relishing the idea, but you provided other options. Svoboda has much to answer for. Let's go see that she does.
What's this? What are you doing here? Come to surrender, I take it?
After decades keeping this identity, your inexpert blundering has rendered it obsolete. I am Marisol Delgado, former head intercessor of the Order. This would be an ideal time to confess everything. Before you die.
You can't possibly be party to all this. Not with her vast misdeeds so readily apparent.
Our investigator has definitively determined my innocence following a thorough investigation.
Wait, you can't possibly believe this balderdash. This is all nothing more than a flagrant example of artifice and bunco. An elaborate song and dance from an admitted imposter.
Enough, traitor. You made your play. You lost. No more deception. No more lies. Time to pay what is due.
No, wait,
Thus concludes a thoroughly distasteful business. Best search her office. Someone clearly was pulling her strings.
Updating threat assessment of Marisol Delgado to high.
Proctor left her terminal on. Maybe it holds some sign of who she was working for. The terminal unsealed the effluvium repository. That's traditionally off limits. Ideal spot to hide something. We should take a look. This space used to be brimming with runoff chemical sludge. It's been renovated, I see. Another terminal. Go ahead. You should have the honors. The Proctor's efforts appear part of a larger scheme. Ah, of course. I should have assumed you had a greater purpose here. This whole affair reminded me of the old days. The blood, the secrecy, the calculations and intrigue. Been trying to tell myself I didn't miss it. But in action, I fear, ill suits me. I have some unfinished business I need to get back to. I could use help from an operator like you. Believe my specific skills could benefit your efforts as well. I'd propose a strategic partnership. You help me, I help you. What do you say? Good, good. It's a little crowded here, though, isn't it?
Affirmative. Engaging standby protocols.
Excellent. Well then, I am quite ready to leave this place. So, Abbott Newell sent you to my manufactory to lower tensions with Auntie's choice, I take it. Have you tried talking with them directly? Good, good. For a poor excuse for a scientician and something of a dandy, he isn't entirely poor at his job. The Order has been made out to be in the wrong here. It would be a shame for hostilities to reignite before we find out who's responsible. Whatever's on your mind. Sometimes, with purpose. Don't you as well? Do you draw some moral distinction between avenging harm and nipping it in the bud beforehand? Between covert and overt means? When all is said and done, are those in your ledger any less dead than mine? Had a sense you felt that way. We'll see if situations force that to change. Some were proprietary. Often they involved forms of subtle persuasion, others more overt influence. Now and again, more direct means were required. May the plan favor us against long odds.
I realize you didn't receive the most welcome of receptions here. Well, regardless, I recognize you've done right by us here today, and I appreciate your efforts.